Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Now, if you followed my channel for any length of time, you know that I'm a photographer of things. I just love taking pictures of all sorts of things, whether it's street photography or motorsport, landscapes, seascapes, nightscapes. I do the lot. But I think I've been letting the side down a bit with the whole landscape photography. Now, I'm sure you don't come to my channel for hints and tips because I don't really give, thinking about doing this with your camera, then watch this video. It's driving me nuts, all the, what do they call it, clickbait, the thumbnails. I never knew this could do on my camera. So people click it and then you get hundreds of thousands of followers. Maybe I should. But anyway, I was lying in bed and I thought to myself, what shall I do for a landscape exercise? So my mission, should I choose to accept it, and of course I will, lone trees on landscapes. I think that's what I'm going to do. And we've got one lone tree just up here. So not actually far from where I live is this lone tree just sitting on the brow of the hill with clouds in the horizon. Now I think I've seen fabulous pictures depending on what time of day you take the photograph, whether it's in sunset, dusk, dawn, any real time. And I can do post-processing. I can use my polarizer to bring out the blues in the sky. So I'm going to set up, and what I'm going to do in this video is just drive around the local countryside for trees. I'm looking for 4 trees. I knew this one existed, so I knew I could use this as my first subject. So this will be the first one. Let me set up and we'll look at the composition, because I think that's what the exercise is all about today. It's about composition rather than settings and speeds and ISOs and all that, just composition. So I won't sport with your intelligence. You've been watching this channel, you probably watch loads of other photographers as well, and you think to yourself, yep, I know. ISO 100, yep, I know. F11, depth of field. So none of that. I will of course give you those settings with each photograph, but I think it's about composition and how I can set it up to make something good. Let's just quickly look at my settings. I'm going to make sure the ISO is not on auto, because you have to remember to turn off all the previous activities and things you've been doing on your camera before you start. I'll set base ISO to 100, so that's great. And it will be manual priority. Take the lens cap off. That always works, doesn't it? Remember to put it somewhere where you can pick it up again afterwards. Lone trees on hilltops with lone trees, and it's lovely. You've got the greens and you've got the blues. So if I turn the polarizer, brightens the sky, darkens the sky. It's nice, isn't it? So how's my composition? I don't want it smack in the middle. That kind of defeats the object, because the viewer's eye is just going to go straight to the middle of the screen. So if I come out a tad, move it slightly. See, it's too small now, so I need to bring it in. I'm hoping it's in focus. I always forget to do that. But just a lone tree on a landscape shot. That'll be good, won't it? I'm not too worried about depth of field in this. I think I might have more green than blue sky. That's the answer. We like answers like that. The sun is streaming down on. There's no clouds. There was a cloud just a minute ago behind there, so I've lost that. Kind of a bit of a cloud. So yeah, let's go into manual priority. I will set the f-stop to f11. It works. It wants an 80th of a second in manual priority. Make sure it's at focused again. I'm going to lock the focus in so it doesn't budge. 2-second timer. Very pleasant. Woohoo! That's the first one. Let me go and find some more while you have a look at this picture. I found tree number 2. I should have called this video drive part of my shoot what you see, you know, just driving by the roadsides. Because I haven't found trees and I've been driving around for half an hour. But I found this one and it's rather nice. It's just, if I pull out, there's several trees. But I want to focus on this one here. And it's a case of, do I, again, situate it. That the polarizer's doing lovely things with the sky. As I turn it, you can see it brings out that deep blue. I love the polarizer for that, especially on a sunny day like this. So in terms of composition, I could take it to the left, give myself lots of blue sky. That would be nice. Or do I centralize it? I can't really centralize it because the kind of the horizon, well, not the horizon, the hill is going at a slant. So I think what I'll do is make this one slightly to the right, lose the bushes, and just bring it out a touch. So a lone tree. Spring's coming, isn't it? We're in spring now officially, so it's really lovely. Let's set up for the shot. Still f11, ISO 100, and it's 40th of a second. I guess make sure I've got it in focus. Yeah, look at the sun is shining right down on it. Single tree, and post-processing I can dehaze it, maybe put a bit of vignetting on it, make it look a bit lovely. And it gives you that vibe of kind of solitude and loneliness. I know it's not lonely because we've got the other tree in the background there, but yeah, looks good. I'll leave you with that one. I think I know where I can find another couple of trees. Now, if you're going to go out and do photography on a specific subject, one thing you might want to think about is pre-planning. I started this video at 1 o'clock this afternoon. It's now almost 4. It's nice and warm, which is nice, but there is a breeze and I can feel a bit of chill in the left ear. I don't know if the mic's picking wind up. It hopefully isn't. This is a new mic, by the way, because the other one's completely shot. Broke it in my car when I was doing a drive with care video. Link up here. So I find myself back in Fredville Park. Now, I'm not going to get an isolated tree on a meadow kind of, you know, like on the brow of a hill, just the tree. I got that in my first shot and I'm quite pleased with that. But again, if I'd have done some pre-planning, and what does pre-planning entail? Actually getting out to some locations, jotting them down on paper and remembering. So anyway, I'm here, I'm at Fredville Park, and I've got a nice pedunculated oak with blue skies, as you can see. So I can actually use the other trees in the background as some kind of composite in the image, because I've still got the pedunculated in the foreground all by itself. It's lovely, isn't it? Look at that. So it's kind of a lone tree, isn't it? Hopefully for the last shot I find it'll be a tree that's just... I got the first tree, so I'm kind of happy with that. I photograph trees. So if I use the polarizer, as you can see, it adjusts the sky and it brings out the sunlight on the bark, which I'm kind of happy with. So that's it really. I don't want to... I'm still in manual priority. But I was thinking, should I use shutter priority, or at least push the shutter to 100th of a second, 120th, 160th? And the reason being, it's quite breezy. So if I allow the camera to suggest f11, but it wants a 30th of a second, you know, there might be movement in the trees. But because this is a pedunculated oak, then there are no leaves. The branches are static. It's not going to move. So I'm going to say f11, the ISO is still at 100, base ISO, and it wants, let's get the metering, yeah, it wants a 50th of a second. So again, make sure I'm in focus, because I have a habit of not doing that. A couple of seconds. And it gives me that. I've got a nice wash of shadow coming down the hill. Yeah, it's quite nice. I can leave that one with you. Now, back to the car, find that one last location, as long as I'm not accosted by sheep, because it's lambing season and they're all around here. In fact, I've got a lovely shot of a tiny little lamb, which I will show you here. There won't be any record scratching like Henry Turner's videos, but I think that the mothers ewes are quite protective, and they're what do sheep do? The baying? They're baying at me. So anyway, what I'll do is leave you that image. I'm going to find my last one, hopefully an isolated tree sitting on a, that would be nice. But if I can't, I'll just take another one. Have a look at this image. Oh, and before you look at this image, I was thinking about the thumbnails and clickbait. If I just did a thumbnail that said, how I won the lottery, how many people would click that video and yet come to this video, which is actually about photographing trees? I try my hardest not to do clickbait. It's kind of like, it's not me, you know, I'm not fibbing. Oh boy. And anyway, it's an entry-level camera. Have a look at this image, and I will catch up with you at the next location. Okay, so the final tree then. What's that old saying? You can't see the wood for the trees. And that's a little like today. Finding a lone tree in environments like this, you know, with just so many trees, it's proving a little difficult. So what I'm going to do, my final shot is going to be of this lovely tree. Lens cap off. I'm actually going to, you can see it in the shot there. You can if I put it on record. But if I zoom in, I think what I've got in my mind is capture the lone tree, but with a background of yellow. So a complete wash, green, a complete wash of green for the lone tree. And it's casting a shadow. We've got the little copse just on the right there. It's going smack bang in the middle, and I might even make it just a square crop, you know, just to take it. But also, I've spied this tree on the right, which you can't get the definition of it, but I love the shadow that it's casting. So 2 for the price of 1. We're in at 140mm, really zooming in. I've locked the focus in. I'm going to push the f-stop to f16, try and get a little bit of the foreground. Not that there's much because I'm zooming right in there. Once 40th of a second. That is a lovely lone tree with greens and shadows. The shadows. Sounds like a superhero, doesn't it? The shadow. And then that one casting its long shadow from the tree on the right to the shadow on the left. It might turn out to be naff, in which case I'll only show you one picture. But I might show you 2. So there we have it. I shoot trees. That's going to be the thumbnail. But you'll know that because I've already put it on the YouTube channel. At time of recording, 395 subscribers. So hi to all you new subscribers. Hello to all you existing subscribers. Yeah, you know, I make this channel because it's my passion, photography. You might pick things up as I'm going along, but on the whole, I'm not here to give instruction. And maybe that's what people want, you know? If you want to know how to use your camera. There's hundreds of channels out there. Roman Fox, Henry Turner, Gavin Hardcastle, Adam Gibbs, Thomas Heaton, I forget now, anyone else. Mike Brown, definitely tune into him. And in fact, one of the inspirations that I'm going to do a video on is based on a challenge that he set, but I'll talk more about that when I do the video. So in the meantime, I'll leave you with this image, and I will say thanks for watching and bearing with, and I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.